Treasury shares are shares that a company has issued in the past but later repurchased from shareholders. These shares are no longer considered outstanding, meaning they're not included in calculations for things like earnings per share, EPS, or dividend payments. Instead, they are held by the company itself and can be reissued or retired permanently. Here's how it works. When a company buys back its own shares, those shares become treasury shares. This process is often part of a share buyback program, where the company repurchases shares to reduce the number of outstanding shares in the market. By doing this, the company can increase the value of the remaining shares, improve key metrics like EPS, or retain control over voting power. Let's break it down with an example. Suppose a company has issued 10 million shares, with all of them owned by investors. If the company buys back 1 million shares, those 1 million shares become treasury shares, reducing the number of outstanding shares to 9 million. As a result, existing shareholders now own a larger percentage of the company, and metrics like EPS may improve because profits are spread over fewer shares. Treasury shares can be used in various ways. Reissuance. The company might reissue the shares to raise money, often by selling them to new investors or issuing them as part of an employee stock option plan. Retirement. The company can permanently cancel treasury shares, reducing the total number of issued shares. This is often done to solidify long-term shareholder value. Mergers and acquisitions. Treasury shares can be used as part of a deal to acquire another company or as compensation in a merger. One of the main reasons companies buy back shares and hold them as treasury shares is to boost shareholder value. By reducing the number of shares on the market, the company can increase demand for the remaining shares, which may drive up the stock price. Additionally, fewer outstanding shares mean the company's earnings are divided among fewer shares, increasing EPS, which is a key measure of profitability. However, there are limits. Treasury shares do not pay dividends, have no voting rights, and aren't counted when calculating ownership percentages. For example, if a company has 10 million issued shares but holds 1 million as treasury shares, only the 9 million outstanding shares are used for these calculations. Let's consider another example. Imagine a company buys back treasury shares to support its stock price during a market downturn. This can signal to investors that the company believes its stock is undervalued, potentially boosting market confidence. On the other hand, if the company uses too much cash or borrows heavily to buy back shares, it might strain its finances, which could negatively impact its long-term health. While treasury shares can provide flexibility for companies, they also come with risks. If a company buys back shares at inflated prices, it might waste valuable resources. Additionally, frequent buybacks can reduce available capital for growth initiatives like research, development, or acquisitions.